Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday evening. For some of us, football season doesn't seem to be over yet. For me, it's time to focus on the Bucks. And the fallout here in Wisconsin has already started from our loss to the Lions. Um, you know, I think the sports media is going to hang on Rodgers' every word and kind of almost like TMZ and celebrities. I think they're going to follow him around. The interesting thing that they pointed out is that Brett Favre's season ended on an interception, and our game with Rodgers and the Lions ended on an interception. So they're already drawing parallels. It'd be interesting to go out to Vegas and see what the odds are as far as Rodgers retiring, because I bet you can bet on it. Usually you can bet on everything. And speaking of betting, I bet there's a lot of Georgia fans who made quite a bit of money on that blowout. Because I think it was I think Georgia was favored 12 points to win, and they just killed TCU. So I bet there was a lot of people in Georgia or Georgia fans that bet on that game and won money. So I do have to say congrats to Alan.
Thank you.
I have to show. So yeah, there's the Lion banner that maybe will go up in the stands or go up in the rafters at, is it Ford Field? I think it's
Ford Field.
Ford Field. So, and it's funny too, because the Packers have beaten up on the Bears, and now the Lions have beaten up on the Packers. I think you guys have won 3 straight games against the Packers. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess. End of the season for the Packers. So we'll see. And I'm of the type where, part of me wishes the Packers weren't in contention so late in the season, because then that would have given our backup quarterback Love time to get game experience, because I think nothing gives you, you can't, you can practice all you want, but until you get in a game and realize those emotions. So I think that would have helped us in the long run, because I don't see Rodgers sticking around for long. Speaking of emotions, there are stupid plays by rookies that I think, well, it didn't help us, and I have a feeling that it hurt us more than we'd like to admit. But enough of that. I'll let Alan talk about his Lions when he gets a chance. I am excited for the 5-minute rule app. What I want to add is this: for Alan, it'll be push stocks, and for everyone else, it'll be pull stocks. So Alan will create a list of stocks every morning, push those stocks to a central repository, and then everybody's apps will be able to pull them in, and you theoretically can either choose to follow the stocks that Alan's following or not follow them and pick your own. So, because people have asked, what's Alan trading today? What's Alan looking at? And I think this push stocks, pull stocks will kind of help that. I want to thank those of you that have, send me messages through Facebook on how the market's doing, what to look at, what not to look at. I've been pretty busy at work, and honestly today I didn't even look at the markets. So while I'd like to be involved in the markets, at times things take priority. So yeah, so thank you. And for those of you that want to, feel free to, post or mention stocks that you're looking at, that sort of thing. Someone mentioned Boyle today, and let's see here, which is having I don't know if we look at Boyle, which is tied to natural gas. It's the EFT. And for those of you that remember Dennis Prost, Dennis Prost was a big trader in Boyle. So if you look at Boyle, and you can even go out 5 years, we are at our 5-year low. And I think someone mentioned oil pops, natural gas drops. No new export capacity built into the US this year. Come online either mid-24 or 25. So what that does is, as we're producing natural gas, those inventories build up. I mean, we can't send them overseas, so they stay here. And as you know, excess inventory leads to lower prices. Yes, and that would lead to an oversupply of natural gas and weakness in price. So that's what we're kind of seeing in Boyle. I don't know if that continues. Alan and I were playing around Fidelity, looking at some rad.
Yeah, that's in your financial statement. So they'll go into the balance sheets. So go to statistics.
So let's look at statistics, and we're going to look at, I think we already looked at market share.
It's going to scroll down. Financial sheets. So you'll see that Rite Aid has net sales of $6 billion. That's $6 billion right there.
Yeah.
With a profit margin of 20.93%. And then I think Brian and us were talking about what the stock is actually worth, which is absolutely ludicrous because it took a 20-to-1 reverse split. Now, I used to have $100,000 worth of Rite Aid, which I dumped when it was at 25. And only an idiot would have ran this one down.
So yeah,
but
you mentioned 21. So you take this 340 and divide it by 20. So 340, so that's divided by 10 is 34 cents. Divided by 10.
Trading at 17 cents.
3.4 cents. No.
Some idiot, which I applied for the CEO position, decided to do a reverse 20 split. I told the idiot CEO, all it's going to do is it's just give it a little time and it's going to go right back down to 30 cents all over again. And but they're like thinking like they had to go ahead and it was going to get delisted. Well, if it's that bad a stock, it should get delisted. But now it's worth 17 cents and it used to be at $2. Yeah,
right. Bed Bath and Beyond is another one that's kind of falling.
Well, I'm curious to let's look at the sales of that one. If you scroll down from statistics, I'm thinking you're on it. No, you're probably not on statistics. Go on statistics.
Yeah.
And just for anybody that cares, I hate the new Fidelity. They changed it.
Yeah.
Their net sales are 1.4 billion. That's not all that bad. I'm surprised with them closing all their stores.
Well,
but obviously, in 27% profits, fine. Yeah. But obviously, they're losing money. You can see the cash flow. They're just burning cash right now.
Right, exactly. They were in the news. Let me see, where did I find that? And I have a feeling they have an inventory issue as well.
Yeah, it went up another 25% today. It was at $1 3 days ago. Go ahead and say company's going to go bankrupt and someone's going to manipulate the stock up.
Right.
You gotta love that. Yeah, do a 3-day chart on that.
Let's go.
Generally speaking, everything you think should happen, it does the opposite.
Well, for those of you that
welcome to the stock market, yeah, do a 5-day and you'll see the ride that baby's on.
Yeah, and for the everyone that's interested, Fidelity has the short interest, which is
Yeah,
at
I mean, you got 50% of it short, so yeah, do a 5. They might just be doing a pump and dump on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's where the bad news kicked in, and all of a sudden now everybody wants to buy it.
Well, and look at, we're in the gap, so yeah, that'll be kind of interesting. So
Well,
um
I did that on Patriot Coal. I was like 10,000 shares long, and that's when they were trying to get rid of the coal stocks, and that was a good stock, but that went into bankruptcy, and then it went down to nothing. So
mhm, yeah.
they
Yeah.
declare bankruptcy, that stock will be worth nothing. It's actually a good short. But wait till it gets back to 2050 cents. They're just probably trying to push it back to 250, and then they're going to dump.
Dump it again. Yeah. See what they can
So
get
let's
out of
talk to stocks that should be on your list. If you have a pen and paper, let me just go, and maybe you can add them to that app, so I can go ahead and show them what I'm tracking right now, and then that way they understand how to add it to that app. You got your app right there, Brian? So to just show them how easy it is to add.
Actually, let's go back and let me
Yeah,
reset, so
so
we don't have
you
any.
reset stocks. Now, these are the only stocks you should be trading if you want to go ahead and have winning trades. Now, the reason I tell you this, there's other stocks that will work, but the problem is unless you've got movement and momentum, you will never win trading options. It's got to have movement. So the only ones that I trade, I'm going to tell you right now, this is my screen, is first of all, my number one trading one is Google. And it's also another professional I know, Darren Bowles, that he likes that a lot. Now, I did not trade Google today, but that's my number one trade. The second trade that I like is Visa, which is just a V.
And here's a hint for you guys. So look at all these things that have V in it. If you actually type the name, it'll take you to it. I don't know if you'll mention US Steel, but US Steel is the same way. Instead of typing X, type United, and that'll get you closer to the actual ticker.
American Express. So what I like to do is if Visa is taken off and American Express isn't, I'll go ahead and buy the one that's the lagger, because I know what's going to happen. The next one is US Steel. US Steel had a great day today. Now what's going on, a lot of people that aren't seeing it on the background, is that US Steel and Cleveland Cliffs have been on a storm. I mean, absolute storm. I mean, like you can't lose on them. China stocks are back in. NetEase, NTES. Bring up Cliffs. Cliffs is a beautiful one. We'll go back to that one. You'll see it. Look at this on a 5-day. I mean, this is just gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look at the 3-month, I bet, we're just stabling until we get to take off again.
It's ready to go ahead and pop higher. I'm looking at 20 by next week, but give it a little time. So you got those are your next ones. And then I like to go ahead and be in the oil stocks, which would be ExxonMobil, XOM, and then Oxy, OXY. Now, another one is it's harder to trade, but it's a good trade, is EOG. Now, EOG was up on Friday almost $4, $3 to $4. The thing is that if you see oil stocks moving, it's a good stock to get into because it doesn't take much to go ahead and get there. Do the 5-day, Brian. You had that nice day. It should have been Friday right there.
This
I
day.
think that's, yeah, that's Monday, so it's that one right there. It had a nice move upward. I think it went up $5. Yeah, right there, $5. So 125 to 129, so $4.15. But at the end of the last day of options expiration, that's a nice move. Now, I would not put EOG on the list, but it's something to at least kind of watch to give you confirmation.
And
So
here's another thing you can do. So here's your list. You could take EOG and drop it off the list. You just
oh yeah, show them how to do that. Yeah, you just did it.
drag
And
it.
then the thing is what I've been doing now, and this is going to help you a lot, is that what I like to do is I go ahead and I write down on a piece of paper what it does on the first 1 minute of trade. You don't really want to trade the first minute, but look at when Brian brings it up on the chart time frame. That you're able to switch that to a 1 minute. No, on the app, Brian. Yeah.
Minute.
1 minute. See that right there? And then when you're into a trade, what it is that you can put the 15-minute on it. And that will help you so you don't get stopped out of a trade too quick. But you see what happened is that all those ended up being great trades because they broke the 1 minute. And the only one that wasn't a good trade was really your oil stocks. Oh, and one more stock I forgot was First Solar, FSLR. You want to add that one. Now that has been on a total tear for some time. So that's a good energy stack. And actually the one other one, and I was long on this on Friday, was MU. MU was up $2.42 for Friday. That was a great trade too. That's Micron Technologies. Now, what makes that one a good trade is that they're trying to bring the chip stocks back into the United States. So for those that are beginning on this, you don't want anything other than these. And what we're looking for is that, like, bring up that 1 minute again, Brian, is that what you're looking for is that you're looking for whatever comes through on the 1 minute. And then you hit monitor stocks. And then the thing is that you notice on the left column there, it's going to give you the percentages. The smaller the percentage, the better the trade. You want something under 1%. Look at First Solar. And then look at, so you could have got in that trade at 159.60. If you bring up the 5 minute chart on that.
Today.
Yeah, you'll see.
Here's
so what happened is you got, this is kind of, is that the 5 minute? No, that's, bring up the 5 minute on that. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
So what happened is that, what it is that I just use that for clarification. But what happened is you notice when it cleared that 5 minute there, can you draw a little line there or just bring it up? Yeah, drop it on the 5 minute. Just go down a little bit. Keep going down there, right there. No, keep going down because that first one should be your 5 minutes, right?
This is the 5 minute.
Yeah, right there. But you see that after you got there, that went up how much? $159 to 170.
Basically 161 up to 171. So 10 points. Yeah.
Yeah, where's your 5 minute? Is that the first green one?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the high is at 161.50-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it actually it never.
So that's a $10 move. So that's $10,000 right there. Now I didn't go in that strong with it, but you know, everybody thinks you got to go ahead and you know, hold this overnight and that kind of thing. And the thing is that's usually not how stocks move. They go ahead and move just like you see it right there. it was range bound, range bound, range bound. You know, if we could draw another line, which, you know, on this new charts, it's hard to do, but
Right,
you can
yeah.
kind of get a feel right there is the bottom. And, you know, notice how it never broke that. Never. You know, it never cleared that ever. So you never got out of the trade. But that first 1 minute gave you the indication. So you take your highlighter, your circle, that's the one that got you into the mode, into the hunger mode. You see that right there, it got you right there into looking. And it gave you, basically, you're going to use that just as a blueprint to get into the trade. So you're basically, I'm looking, what stocks am I looking to get into? I want something that's got some movement. So that first minute, your app showed you that this is in contention for a trade. Then all of a sudden, it just needed a little bit more volume. It bounced up, it went soaring through that 5-minute high, and then it was off to the races for the day.
Right. Yeah.
So, and just so you know, I'm gonna be, my website's live. Anybody that gets in the 5-minute app, I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it in terms of having the, look at what I'm looking for on the app. All the app is to give you a indication of which stock to get into, what is the best percentage wise possibility. Again, you're looking for something under 1%. You want something that's very tight, that's going to explode upward or downward. And so that's what you want.
Right.
Some people have asked me, am I trading Tesla? No, I probably should have. I was shorted for a long time. Did well with it, and I just don't have any concept to why this is going up. Yeah. But the thing is that, you know, I say that, but you know, hell, I mean, the electric stocks are all going up. You look at LCID, it's not
Well,
really Tesla. Everybody thinks it's Tesla. It's not Tesla. It's everything that's electric right now.
well,
You
and
bring
if you
up
know,
LCID.
well, I was going to say, if you notice Tesla, so it came down, it bounced up to this level, came down again, bounced up to this level,
Mm-hmm.
and odds are maybe it gives you a double top and it comes back down.
Well, you know, the problem is they're so undervalued. They say it's like down 80% or something. But I just want to show you, this is the stock I talk about a lot. I mean, the thing is that, you know, this is the first time the stock's ever moved up. Now, just kind of for discussion's sake, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you a trade. Don't go crazy on it, but I'm going to show you something. Bring up a 2-year chart on this one. Now, I'm long 100 shares on this one, or 100 contracts. Now, I just tell you that because things have a way of doing this. This is all by news or all by, you know, a short squeeze. But look what happens. Both of those moves upward are in February. So, I mean, I wouldn't go crazy on it, but I don't think it's outlandish to go ahead and be in some $10 calls in the end of February, because I think it's going to go ahead and jump back up to 50. You know, I mean, that's just my thinking. It's nothing more than a lottery ticket, but you know, to me, it's done it twice. I've seen it do it 3 and 4 times, so it's just a matter of what news. The short interest on this is only 10%, but you think it'd be a lot more. I
Right.
mean, the way this thing gets, you know, manipulated down so much. You know, but if you scroll through the news, you'll see that it's usually on the short side. So it usually has a large short position, but you'd have to go through and look at, some other articles, because obviously to have a stock go from whatever it was, $20, in April down to, $7 is a joke. I mean, that's like almost
More than half.
2/3 down. So,
Right.
hey, Brian, I'm going to let you go. thank you for showing the people the app, showing them how that they can go ahead and invest and make some money, how they can use the app to make money. Get the app. It's going to help you. Basically, it's a very low cost device to go ahead and help you to make money trading. Now, one thing I have found is if you use stuff that's for free, you always lose, because what happens is that you don't appreciate it. It's a very low cost item that's going to go ahead and get you to have some confidence on how to go ahead and trade. Is there anything on this thing you could have lost money on today? Absolutely not. You would have made money on US Steel. You would have made money on NetTeas. You would have made money on First Solar. You would have made money on Cleveland Cliffs, Visa. Just saying. I mean, the thing is that if you went, if you brought up the 5-minute, the technology's there. Don't get greedy. Don't go ahead and go to make a fortune. It's not how this is developed to work. It's developed to go ahead and make a consistent return. And then the thing is that you notice the ones with the lowest percentages usually are your best trades. Your lowest percentage on here today is Google, which was actually not a bad call. It actually did a pretty good job, but then it gave it back.
Yeah.
Well, there it is right there. So your best trade today under 1% would be American Express, Visa, ExxonMobil. Now, ExxonMobil was a nice call play, but then it fizzled back down. But you could have used it as a short after it went through the 5-minute high at 110.18. So,
yeah, and you notice it, yeah, not till 1 and I think this is Central Time, not till 1 is when it came back into the 5-minute, but it was short 8:50 or 9:50 Eastern. Let's go look at that. XOM. Today.
Yeah, these things you can play both ways.
Yeah, I mean.
So let me just explain to you how I would have played this. So the thing is that I would have went ahead and put my 5-minute to the high and low. Then you would have been short. Now remember, 10 or 11 o'clock are your 2 points that you want to get out of. And let me just go ahead and go from my training with Oliver Velez. The best time to buy any stock is right when it approaches a wall. Now bring up that, just slide that up to the 5-minute low. You see that right there at 10 o'clock? That's your buy point, right when it's approaching that. Because you know it's going to bounce off of that.
Yeah.
And then the thing is that then you would have been out at 11.
Yeah, like I said, I am very excited for this push thing, this push-pull, where basically Alan has this list and he pushes to a repository, and then you have the option to pull in his list. So to kind of see what his list is.
And just so you know, this list is from years of doing this. Because I think I've tried every stock there is. I've tried your building stocks, Pulte Homes, Toll Brothers. I've tried the bank stocks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, PNC, you name it, State Street, STT. And so I've tried a spectrum of them. And right now, I mean, and these things do go in cycles. The cycles right now your energy stocks are high, and they're hot. They're going to go up higher. That's what happens in cold weather. Your credit card stocks are going to go up because, lo and behold, you're going to get, a Visa credit or MasterCard statement telling you owe $10,000 for Christmas. So, that's what is driving that. China is back in business. The COVID is kind of over there, and their economy's booming back. NetEase is back, making a strong comeback. If you look at that from the beginning of the year, it's good. Your chip stocks coming back to the United States are good. So these are all good stocks that have the potential to move 5%. You want a stock that really moves 5% a day, period. 3 to 5%. And these are the stocks that are going to do it for you. And then obviously on an earnings move, you can see a stock drop or whatever. So, but that's that.
Yeah.
So I will let you go. I'm going to go ahead and salivate and excite in my win and my Lions and dream of them going to the Super Bowl next year.
Right. Yeah, because you guys ended in a winning season. You're
yes,
9-8.
And the joke is that if it wasn't bad for officiating of the Seattle game, we would have been in the playoffs, and I probably would have thrown $1,000 on the Lions to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl, but I think that they're a hot team. I think that they would have been ones that people would have feared. And I am 100% sure they would beat the Buccaneers. I mean, we would have got past the San Francisco, but you get it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, sounds good, Brian.
Okay, doke. Thank
All
you.
right, have a good week.
Yep. Bye, everyone. Have a good trading week, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.